Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya Shudra, na brahmachari, na grihi banasthava, bhikshu na cha aham, nija bodha sarupa, nija bodha sarupa. Friends, we were discussing about the Brahman, the pure consciousness. As because we were studying the Upanishad, and in the journey of the soul, we reached over there and we started studying the Upanishad, Isha Upanishad, Kena Upanishad. These two we have studied, and in every Upanishad we find in one word common every time repeating Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. Know that Brahman. Tam vijijñāsasya. That should be asked, questioned, inquired. What is this Brahman? Then we studied separately about the Brahman. And we came to know from that the Brahman is of course a reality. It is consciousness, but not the reality that we are thinking we can understand. The moment we say that the real, that means we can touch it, we can feel it, we can smell it, we can understand about it. But about the Brahman we cannot say anything about that. So we were studying that Brahman is one and without second. And this one is also very, very special. I am repeating from our previous class. And this is not like the Sajatiya, Bijatiya, Swagata, Bheda, Rahita. It is Sajatiya, Bijatiya, Sagata, Bheda, Rahita. It is a Sanskrit word. What is this Sajatiya? Sajatiya means it's the same type of species. Suppose a mango tree and a banana tree, both are trees. Or maybe if the banana can be considered as a plant, mango tree and banyan tree. So they are both are trees. So they are one category. Is Brahman like that? The same type of Brahman are also there as the mango and the banana. Similar type of things are there? No. It is only one. Then Bijatiya is the stone and the tree. Stone is completely different, stone is and tree is different. So is this like this? No, again. And Swagata. What is this Swagata? Same thing, having some branches, like a human being having the hands, legs, eyes, ears. Is it like this? No. So how we will understand? So the Darshana came. Darshana means they realized this truth and then came to explain. So we are having Shada Darshana, 6 different types of philosophy in our Indian philosophy. This Shada Darshana, the famous, very famous and topmost is the Vedanta philosophy. And this Vedanta philosophy again teaches in different way. There are in the Vedanta also it says 3 things only we have to break, and then we will realize that Brahman. That's called Triputi Bheda. You have to pierce, like as a person shooting an arrow, and then one after another, the three things he is putting in one arrow like that. Triputi Bheda. So we have to make also the same way. What is the Triputi Bheda? One is Gyan, Jnata and Gya. The Jnana is the knowledge. Jnata is the object of knowledge, and the Gya, the person who is. So Jnata is the knower, person who is seeing, and obviously the Gya is that which I am trying to understand. The Gyan in between, the process of knowledge, the process by which we can understand. There is an object, there is a subject, and the process is knowledge. Now these three, when come together and become one, then only you can realize Brahman. Now the object, suppose that is a table, is an object. I am the knower, I want to know that table. And how I will know? Then I read about that table. Oh, it is made of wood. And carpenter usually carve it from the wood. So there is the knowledge. And it can last for a long time if we can keep it in a shadow and also paint it properly, keep it clean, it will long last. But not like the iron. All this knowledge is coming. Object, so the Jnata, then the Gya is the table, and in between is the knowledge. So Gyan, Jnata, Gya. Now, if the table becomes me, or I am converted into table after the knowledge, then what will happen? That exactly happens when we try to know the Brahman. So why I am telling again and again this? Because when we are studying the Upanishad, the Upanishads are giving us that knowledge, that you are subjective knowledge. You must understand that as it is, and how that is possible? By becoming that. If you become that, then what will happen? That is the question. We are sometimes afraid, oh my God, suppose I like to know about milk. I will be converted myself into milk. I like to know the tree. Will I be converted myself as a tree? Then I don't like to know that. No, it is not like this. The Brahman is completely different when you know and become Brahman. Brahma Bid in again Sanskrit. Brahma Bid, the knower of Brahman, what happens? Brahmaiva Bhavati. It becomes the Brahman itself. And what is that Brahman? Source of joy, source of peace, source of happiness, source of existence, source of knowledge, all. I am not going to die any day. I am not going to change any time. And constantly I am in peace. Constantly I am in joy. That you are going to become after knowing Brahman. So again and again the Upanishad, the Rishis, they are forcing us, urging us, inspiring us to know Brahman. Atmanam Viddhi, they say Atmanam Viddhi. Know your own self. We have the two things, body and the self. We know about body, and the medical science is regularly developing so much of knowledge about the body, information about the body. And not even that, the subtle things also inside the body. Why a person behaving like this? So the background and everything, it goes. So that is called the medical science. What about the self? That in one line we say, oh, that is there, but when it is not there, the body is useless. The body is useless when that particular thing is not there. But we are giving so much of importance on the body, not on the self. But without the self, body is useless. In America, it is always use and throw. Anything, the moment you feel it is not working, throw it. And you go and purchase. If you like to repair it, it is more costly. So it is the economy, so they keep. But in our country, we never throw. There are so many people, immediately they will repair in such a way, it will continue again. And here there is no chance of repairing anywhere, neither in America nor in India, if the life, the soul goes out of the body. What is that soul? That we were asking. The first thing, to be precise, there is consciousness, which is all pervading. And that is known as, again, a name has been given, Brahman. And this Brahman, it is becoming everything. That second stage will come afterwards. This Brahman we should know. And when we know that, we become the source of everything. Now, we go to see the White House. And from distance you have to see. And if you are trying to take the photograph, immediately guard will come and, no, you cannot do that. And move out, do this, do that. So somehow you are standing, most of the people, they will stand, they will take their own photograph, keeping the White House at the back, and they are very happy, they will show it, I was in White House. You were in White House? You couldn't enter into the White House. And far away you have to stand. But suppose you become the President of America, it is your house. You can go inside, you can go any corner, you can go visit any part of the White House, the lawns are there, you can, everything is yours. When one becomes Brahman, it's like that. In the beginning, right now, we are just a subject, all the time afraid, and moving in a bicycle, and always careful about the police and these and that. Suppose you become the king, then everything that you see is for you. So realization of Brahman is almost like that. We cannot say exactly that, because it is more million times bigger than that. The joy, the existence and everything, you become Brahman. And that's why after realizing that, the rishis, they are constantly telling, know that Brahman. And we are going to this place, that place, developing these and that, we are satisfied. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you know how it is? There was a huge hill of sugar, and a few ants came. And a few drops of sugar here and there, pieces of sugar were there. And they ate, they became full. And then they were carrying a big portion of that sugar, and we are thinking, next day we will come, again take it. And we will take it for our relatives, we will inform all our relatives, etc. The whole hill is there. We are like that. When we get a little joy, we are so happy. I went to that particular place, it is so beautiful, and we go on showing, most of the places you go, any houses, so many pictures of so many people, and they see that and they are happy. And on the table also, there are albums. It's kept over there to see, and when you are browsing, he will come and say, have you seen that? It is in Antarctica. When I went, it is there. What you are going to do in the Antarctica? But if you love too much the Antarctica, then next life, God forbid, you will be a penguin. living in Antarctica. God forbid, that will never do happen. So now the love, this is the joy, a little bit of joy, and we are so full of that, and we are thinking, oh, what will happen after this? Suppose some people, they were competing, and then now it has become two, again they are also competing, ultimately one will become the president of America for 4 years, and the 5th year again go back. As in English they say, back to square one. Again you are going back over there with a full bunch of photograph, what you have done and all that. So is this joy? Is this existence? That's why they said it is nothing. So what we should try to do? Try to become Brahman. I must know Brahman, and knowing Brahman means becoming Brahman. It's not knowing, again I repeat, just to remind, it is not knowing a table or these and that object. It is a subject that you are knowing and transforming yourself into that. Then this is called the conception of the Advaita Vedanta. A means negative, Dvaita means two. There is no two, there is only one. And this Advaita Vedanta, Veda means knowledge, Anta is the end. The end of all knowledge is the conception of one. And the same thing was told by Jesus, I and my Father in heaven are one. He didn't say we are two. I am the Son, He is the Father. He said we are one. So oneness is the joy. Oneness is the existence. Oneness is the power. So that oneness Vedanta is teaching. This is Advaita Vedanta. Now in the Advaita Vedanta we find some changes, development. First, Advaita of the Upanishad. They always talk about the philosophical part of it, and this is constantly asking you to taste it. Why not? Go and have it, have it, have it. Then comes Shankaracharya, Advaita. In between, there are many other, the flow of thoughts came, the Buddhism, Jainism, and other thoughts. So it became necessary for someone to make Advaita clear. Came our Shankaracharya, the great Acharya, in the 8th century, and he developed non-dual nature of Brahman. Develop means he realized and then he spoke. Also explained the origin of the universe. This is important. Now the question comes, you were talking about Brahman, which is all consciousness everywhere, then what we are? What are all these things? So many varieties. When you look at me, when you look at a bird, when you look at a cat, when you look at an animal, we see we have the consciousness. We have the thoughts. We can move, but there are many other things. Like the stone, like the tree, they cannot move. What are all these things? Then there is a hard thing and a soft thing, like the stone and the water. Who created all this? Divergent, different. Who has created this? Then it says, Shankara is telling, he explained from that which is all pervading, this has come. Now the moment, friends, I don't know, you have to be very attentive to understand these, the explanation of the Vedanta, creator and the creation. Now obviously in the creation we see totally different things which we cannot think of the creator, because you said the Brahman is the creator. And what is Brahman? Conception about Brahman is this, consciousness. If it is the conscious, where from this jada, unconscious thing came, the iron, the stone, the tree, the wood, all these things, where from it came. From the consciousness you cannot create those things. How it is possible? So question is coming. Then Shankara, he developed one thing that's called Maya theory. What is that Maya? It is in the Upanishad. The Maya. The conception of Maya is a power of Brahman. And with that power is deluding the minds of the people. And when we are deluded, we see good or bad. We create our own world. That is the power of the Maya. Avarana and Vikshepa. Avarana means covering. Vikshepa, again, throwing something new on that. That is called Avarana and Vikshepa. Suppose you are walking, it is a little dark, shadow, you cannot see things properly, and suddenly you saw a big snake lying on the road itself. So what will be your reaction? So naturally you will scream or shout, call people for help, and when they come with the light and throw that light on that particular object, we see it is only rope. But when the light was not there, you were alone, you were perspiring, you were trembling, you were afraid, you were shouting. Everything was just because of some mistake. The object was a rope. Then how come you saw a snake on that? This is the classical example of Vedanta, Shankaracharya's. Who created the snake? I created. And then what happened? I was afraid. Then what happened? Guru came, they say. Guru means with the light. And when it comes with the light, you get the knowledge. So it is necessary to get the knowledge. When you get the knowledge, then there is no problem. Without the knowledge, all this confusion. So Shankaracharya talks about the Maya. Vedavyasa, we all know about him, the Badarayana. He wrote a Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra, a systematic treatise to establish knowledge about Brahman. In the Upanishad, it says in a different way, but it is very difficult to understand. And naturally, it is necessary to explain. And the people like this Vedavyasa, they are explaining it, giving in a sutra form. Sutra means small, small aphorisms. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Okay, let us discuss about Brahman, he said. In the beginning of that, the first 4 sloka is the most important of the Brahma Sutra. Maybe we will come in later afterwards on the Brahma Sutra. Then this Brahma Sutra, he says that let us begin about Brahman. Naturally, the question comes about the nature of Brahman. Let us discuss about Brahman. When I say, then I have to talk about Brahman, I have to give some idea about Brahman. What is that? Brahman cannot be defined. It is beyond time, space and causation. You can only define those things which comes within this. So this is the Vedavyasa. In his second sutra, he said, defined Brahman, Janmad Asya Yataha. From these, everything has proceeded. All that you see originated from that. So this is the creator, sustainer. That is the idea. Yanmad Yashya Yataha. Now came how it can be. When you say there is nothing, only consciousness, how the creation comes? The question is coming, objection is coming. Sankhya, the philosophers, they are objecting this. It cannot be. For the creation, we need 2 things: intelligent cause and the material cause. Well, who is what? The Brahman, is he the material cause? Then who is the intellectual cause? A carpenter is necessary, wood is also necessary to make the table. If you have a very good carpenter but there is no wood, you cannot make the table. You have the wood but there is no carpenter around, you cannot make the table. So obviously we need these both things, then only one thing can be created. Obviously all these things that has been created, how it is possible? Then in the 28th Sutra, the Vedabhasha explained, as in the individual soul, diverse creation exists in dream state without disturbing its indivisibility, so also world springs from Brahman. When in the individual soul, he is also creating in his dream. And he is creating so many things, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes very enjoyable, sometimes very fearful. So in the dream, sometimes people are getting up, perspiring, gasping. You cannot simply deny that it was a dream, that it was a mithya. But because the effect is there. Who created? I created. Out of what? Out of me. Now when I am creating this thing, but still I am in one piece. This is a very subtle point we have to understand. I am a creator. I am creating. I am creating a tiger. I am creating a hunter. I am creating a king. I am creating the jungle. I am creating many other things. And also I am creating there myself, present in that hunting game. But unfortunately the king could not shoot properly and the tiger is jumping on me. It is chasing me. I am jumping and running, and then I fell in a ditch. It's a long ditch. I am sloping over there. It is so dark. Everything is happening. Who is creating? Me. So how I created the tiger? Out of me. Then if I have created the tiger, the these and that, so obviously when I get up after the dream, some of my portion will be less, because I have already used that part for creation. No. I am as it is. If I can enjoy, become successful, I am happy. And if anybody comes and push me, hey, it is already late, get up and have a cup of tea, I am angry. Hey, I was wonderful, I was enjoying the dream, you broke it. And when I was suffering in the dream, if anybody comes, there is some sound, I get up, I thank, oh good, it's because of that. So all these things are happening every day in every individual life. How it is possible? Similarly, the Brahman is just creating this universe as we create in our dream. So it has no existence actually. So that is the explanation of the Shankaracharya. Now when he is telling, this is the avarana and vikshepa. Nothing has been created actually, but only you are thinking that it is created. This is called the theory of Maya. Some people they say the Shankaracharya created these words. No, it is there in the Brahma Sutra, and the Veda Vyasa, he was aware of this Mayavada. In the 28th aphorism, he mentioned about that. This is one. Now, after the Shankara, what happened? The philosophy of Vedanta underwent is so many ways refinement, we can say, during the post-Shankara phase, which is a long period from 9th century to 16th century. There's a long period it was changing, and the three streams came up, that is the Bhartika school, then Bibarana school and Bhamati school. This is very interesting. I am not touching all those points. Discussion focused mainly on the Maya, as because we understand the Brahman. Okay, it is something, consciousness. If we are not understanding, we take it for granted. Okay, but what about the creation? They say no, it is like the dream. How it can be like the dream? Now when I am getting up, when I am conscious, I see so many people and they are also behaving in the same manner as I behave. So obviously, when my very near and dear one leaving me, I am feeling pain. You can say that this is Maya. So obviously these questions came and they mainly focused on the creation system, and that is the Maya. And the fourth came the very modern phase of Advaita. In this modern phase of Advaita Vedanta, that was the contribution of Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda, they contributed a lot to develop this modern Advaita Vedanta. You have seen the name of this institution, Vivekananda Vedanta Society. Most of the American and European societies, Ramakrishna Mission institutions are known as only Vedanta societies. But our Indian devotees and friends who come, they always think about the Ramakrishna Mission because there is no Vedanta. And mostly they will be talking about Sri Ramakrishna, about Vivekananda, the personalities. Very few they will discuss about the Vedanta philosophy. In America, we always talk about Vedanta. Wherever you go, the Swamis, they are giving the discourses, writing articles, mainly on the Vedanta. Devotees also understand it. But if you go and give a talk like this in Vedanta in India, they'll say, Swamiji, it is a long time. Something about Thakur you say. Why? Because the same thing has become personified. We are going to touch that point. How that Brahman has become personified. Is it possible? So it says like this, in the modern phase, this philosophy, experimental aspect of Vedanta has been stressed. Not theoretical, not philosophical so much, experimental. This is unique. Previously they used to say, you won't understand. This is all for some very, very intelligent people. Only the rishis can understand. And this is also not good for the ordinary people to know. They should be afraid of hell. They should be lured to heaven. They will understand this. If you do something wrong, you will go to hell. And there's a lot of punishment. And then, if you do something good, you will go to heaven. And very good. And suppose in different type of heavens also was created. Those in the Middle East, there was not much of a river, so their heaven is full of water, flowing rivers, and then fruits are there, enjoyment is there, so they are very happy. If I die, I will go to heaven of this. Now, if you go to that place where only river, like Kerala, Bangladesh, full of river, every time flood, and if you say, if you go to heaven, there is a lot of river. Oh my God, is it? Here also river, there also river. I don't need that. So they created their heaven. So those people who are living mostly with the rivers and suffering with the water, and all, their heaven is on the top of the hill, and there's a cool breeze is there. Of course, food is always stored in both the places. The food should, if you say that you have to go and work and earn your food, nobody will go to heaven. Then what is this difference between this place and that? There no work, but lot of food, lot of enjoyment. So they go to heaven. Who is creating heaven? Me. How I am creating heaven? According to my choice. But ultimately what happens? After the death, of course, we cannot come back and say, "Are bhai, that was all wrong, don't try to go to heaven." No, nothing like that. So, all creation, our creation, wishful thinking, what happens? Work and result. So, here they say, experimental aspect of Vedanta. Sri Ramakrishna said, "I am promising in the name of the Divine Mother and telling you that God is there. I have seen her, I talked to her, lived with her. You can do that. You too can do that. Only two things are necessary: faith in the existence of God, sincerity to follow the instruction of your Guru." That's all. Of course, Guru should be carefully chosen. Otherwise, if the Guru says, "Go and make a bomb blast over there," then it will be difficult. I cannot give any word. And naturally, you have to choose your own, that great personality who has realized himself and can guide you. So Sri Ramakrishna says, why don't you try? This experimental aspect of the Vedanta has been stressed. And Sri Ramakrishna said, if you can see God by closing your eyes, can't you see God by opening your eyes? This is a wonderful question. If you can see God by closing your eyes, and in most of the cases you will see people are closing the eyes. Even in the Upanishad it says, to understand that highest truth, they close their eyes. Kaschid dhira pratyak atmanam aikshad abritta chakshu amritattamichan. A few intelligent people, to get the peace, eternal peace, they close their eyes. When we close our eyes, naturally people are very happy. One lady came and he was telling me almost a little bit of complaint. Whenever I come, I see you in the office reading or looking at the computer and all that. Why don't you sit and close your eyes and meditate? We get inspiration. I told, it's a good idea, but please inform me when you are coming. I will be there. I cannot hold a practice closing my eyes when expecting you will come, and then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, when I am tired going to the office, that time you come and again put your finger like me. No, tell me your time, I will satisfy you. I will sit over there, close my eyes. That is all. The closing the eyes means very holy. Closing the eyes means you are seeing God, is it? No, not like that. This is the example, the wonderful example of Sri Ramakrishna. He said, Ishavashamidam sarvam, you are reading. Then why don't you practice? If the God is all pervading, covering everything, why don't you open your eyes and see the God in the downtrodden, illiterate, poor? Why don't you go to them and serve them? They need your puja. They need your services. So that is the experimental Vedanta. All this they never said it. So that is why afterwards, when Swami Vivekananda, after realizing this, and to realize this, there are so many places. First, the touch of his Guru. Those who have read the biography of Swamiji or the Sri Ramakrishna, they know this incident. His Guru, Swami Sri Ramakrishna, touched that Narendranath, young boy of 18, 19 years old. And he got that feeling of consciousness everywhere. Again, he realized that when he was meditating in the Kashipur. Again, he realized that and solved the mystery of macrocosm and microcosm when he was in Himalaya. Still that tree is there. And someone has presented me a small piece of that part of the tree under which he sat and meditated. You know that we Hindus immediately identify Swamiji sat under this tree, so it is a holy tree. So everybody is taking little part. I don't know about the tree, whether it is surviving or not. Everybody is taking the little part. And the banyan tree under which the Lord Buddha realized that knowledge, and that also Buddha banyan, Bodhi, the tree, again people are taking the saplings and planting. The tree is not the matter, any tree, but meditate like Buddha, meditate like Vivekananda. But we only put that tree and we are very happy and everybody is coming, see this is a holy tree, give some money over there. So this going on, so that we should be careful. Practical Vedanta means realizing yourself. Don't put your finger on others. They are not doing it, they are not doing it. It's not like that. Realize yourself. We know everything, but we don't like to do. I remember one that incident of a boy, very bright boy. He came to be admitted. His parents were very eager to admit the son into our school in Purulia. I was that time over there. It was a very famous school. So naturally parents they were, but the son understood that I have to be away from the parents in the hostel, so he never wanted to get admission. So when the exam time, he was looking like this, the other boy what he is looking, writing, and he said, hey, mistake, that is not correct, this is correct. And I was noticing and was wondering, this boy is copying in this age? Then I found no, he was not writing at all. But he is instructing the other one, this is correct. But he knows the answer, but he won't write. Then I went to him and told, why yourself is not writing? He told, I don't like to, if I write, they will make me pass and I will be admitted, so I don't like to write. Of course, he was afterwards, special exam was taken and he was admitted. But he was a very bright boy. He was behaving like that. We also behave like that. See, he is not going to temple. See, he is not doing japa. See, he is not meditating. What about you? No, I am busy. And all these people, they are talking like that. Sri Ramakrishna told, no, you should be very, very practical. Realize yourself first. Then second, harmony of the Advaitic view with the views of other schools of Vedanta. That is the contribution. I am now mentioning the contribution, special contribution, Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda of the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta in the modern age. First, experimental, not only theoretical. Second, harmony. What is the harmony? I will give you just one example. Ramanuja and Shankara. Shankara told only Brahman is the truth, but this Jagat is Mithya. But Ramanuja told how the Jagat can be Mithya. It has been created by the God himself. So this is also true. This is the difference. Sri Ramakrishna came and told, so it's okay. Why don't you take it also? Paramarthika Satya, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. That is Shankara said. Then next it came Brahma Satya, Jagat Satya, Jagat Brahme Pratishtita. This Brahman is truth, this Jagat is also true, and it is sustaining on the Brahman. It says Brahma Satya means absolute reality. Brahman is absolute reality. And Jagat, Vyavaharika. Vyavaharika means relative reality. We cannot simply deny. It is there. So, relative reality. This moment it is there, after some time it won't be. In case of Brahman, it will be eternal. In case of Jagat, it is temporary. So, Paramarthika, that means absolute. Vyavaharika, that means relative. So, these are the, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you are trying to weigh a coconut, only the kernel, the thing of the coconut you are taking out and weighing, you won't get the total weight of the fruit. You have to weigh with the whole thing, the water and the skin and everything. So, that is the example, and he said in his own way, it says Nitya and Leela. Nitya means eternal, Leela, which is working on that. If you notice, Sri Ramakrishna was the worshipper of goddess Kali. And in those days, people were totally confused about goddess Kali. Oh my God, what is this? That this lady, she is cutting the head of the others, and still now so many people, they like all gods and goddesses except Kali. Why? Because of this. Rabindranath and their family also was afraid. Goddess Kali. But ultimately, actually, what is that symbol? The symbol is Nitya and Leela. Nitya means eternal. That eternal is a Shiva. But it is not active, not working. Just like a dead person lying over there. But his color is white. And on the basis of that, the Leela, the activities are going on. So this is the Jagat, the activities are going on. And when the activities, and that time some people are angry, some people, when you are doing some work, you are active, so the color is red and black. So the Jeev and Jagat, and the symbol is knowledge and work. If you look at goddess Kali, you will see the symbol of the head. That is the symbol of intelligence, knowledge. And you will see the hands hanging from his waist. That is a symbol of work. So knowledge and work together. That is possible. So that is Sri Ramakrishna said, combining these two ideas, Nitya and Leela. Brahman is there, Jagat is also there. The Brahman is eternal, Jagat is temporary, the Paramarthika, Vyavaharika, but both are there. If you are denying one and only accepting one and denying the second one totally, that is not correct. A person who is practicing Shankara's view, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, when he is hungry, what is happening? What he is doing? He is coming down from the meditation, going to the village, knocking the door of the families, begging for the food. What is that? Why you are feeling hungry? Why you are feeling thirsty? Why you are feeling like this and that? That is also true, temporary, but true. So Sri Ramakrishna solved that. Advaita Vedanta should be able to solve individual and collective problems of day-to-day life. That is the contribution of Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda. The day-to-day life, that should be solved. How? By giving the confidence. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. That is the confidence. And Swami Vivekananda said, in the old religion, they used to say, those who do not believe in the existence of God, they are atheists. But the new religion says, those who do not believe in themselves are atheists. So the self-confidence, he was very happy after coming over to America, when he saw the people are all confident. They are not depending on anyone, constantly they are helping themselves. And in our country, we are so happy to depend on somebody else, and suppose he fails to do that, then criticize. But we are never thinking, why should I have to depend on him? Can't I do it myself? So everything depending on others. Why? Because of the wrong philosophy. Now here, the Advaita, you have to depend on yourself. Don't blame others. Don't put finger on others. You are suffering because of your karma, and you are enjoying because of your karma. So you are the maker of your own destiny. So that inspiration, that is a very practical way of Vedanta. And then we find the aspect that is called, when you are talking about this type of Brahman, then they come to this term. They say, when Vedanta speaks of Brahman as the creator, preserver and the destroyer, it refer to Saguna Brahma. So friends, now all this time we were discussing about a Brahman without any epithets. That's called Nirguna. no qualities. What are the qualities? Sattva, Raja, Tama. So it is just like that. You cannot expect anything from that. So nirguna. But when it is acting, behaving, creating, preserving, destroying, what is that? Then it says it is Saguna with epithets. So when you are lying down and sleeping, people are there waiting for you. You are a famous doctor and your mother is suffering and she is knocking at the door. Get up, my son, give me some medicine. It is really very painful. Then when you were sleeping, you were a doctor, right? But without any activity. The mother could see that the son is lying over there sleeping. He is a famous doctor. But that was no help. That is called Nirguna Brahma. The Nirguna Brahma, all knowledge is there, but inactive. What is the use of that? And then you get up, come out, ask the mother what happened. Then you go, open a bottle, give some tablet to the mother, and she is cured. Saguna Brahma. That time you are a doctor. And when you were sleeping, though you are a doctor, people won't tell that. When you are active, using your knowledge, at that time people will say, oh, he is a doctor. So that is called Saguna. Sa means with, Guna means quality. The quality of your medicine, our knowledge of medicine comes in effect. So then the Shiva is lying down quiet, Nirguna Brahma. When the same Shiva is working, creating, preserving, Saguna Brahma. But why the male and female? That we think in that way. Because that gives easy. Now, we can understand father and the mother, male and a female. And the male mostly, in tribal belt if you go, male mostly lying down. Never work. I was in tribal belt for a long time, I have seen. That's true. They'll never work. And if they work, they will break something, they will put on fire. They are very angry people. So that type of the activity are there. But when they are lying down, their wives, their daughters, their sisters, they are working, the mothers, they are working. Similarly, just I am giving an example, or maybe in almost in everywhere. So we think the mother is working and father is simply lying down. But the power is at the hand of the father. Mother cannot do without the permission of the father. At least she will go and say, the 5 guests has come, shall I cook? From the bed itself he will say, go, cook, it's okay. But that much he will say, Shiva is like that. Then the mother is telling, shall I go and destroy this creation? Go. Create, do. Like that. So the male and female, only we are thinking, but it is not the goddess Kali is a female. No. So that is another discussion. So it is when we see that the Brahman is creating, preserving, destroying, we give another name. What is that? Saguna Brahma. When the same thing is not doing, it is Nirguna Brahma. That by which it says in the Upanishad that whence these beings are born, that by which when born they live, that into which they enter at death, try to know that, that is Brahman. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says, Yatoba imani bhutani jayante, from where all these things that you see as come and born, ena jatani jivanti, where they are sustaining, yat prayanta abhisambisanti ti, when they after leaving, when they go back and margin that, tad vijignyasasya, try to know that, tad brahmeti, that is Brahman. the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says that is the Brahman, and when it is creating, it is Saguna Brahma. And this Saguna Brahma, then the epithet comes, mostly you will hear, what is Brahman? Sat Chit Ananda Sarupa. Almost everyone they say. Sat means existence, Chit is the knowledge, and Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda means bliss. Existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. That is called Brahman, Saguna Brahman. So Nirguna Brahma, Saguna Brahma, two division. When working, Sat Chit Ananda, his existence, his knowledge and bliss. And the Nirguna Brahma cannot be the object of the prayer or meditation. So when we are praying or meditating, we need some object to meditate. Otherwise, how? Some of our friends in different religion, they do not believe in any form, but they try to meditate. On what they will meditate? Something you need, either a star or maybe moon or maybe sun or maybe cloud or maybe sky, something you need, or it's called the birds, different symbols, and you are meditating on that. And when we meditate on Sri Krishna, when we meditate on Sri Rama, nothing wrong in it. If you can meditate on a bird, can't you meditate on a human figure? What is the wrong in it? If you can meditate on a symbol, we can also meditate on something which is very tangible, which is very living, which we can accept as my own friend. So that is called Saguna Brahma. But the Nirguna Brahma you cannot meditate. On what you will meditate? So many sublime passages are found in the Upanishad. And it says, grasping without hands. About this is very peculiar. A holding, grasping without any hand. Then hastening without feet. It's running so fast without any feet. Like this, very peculiar type of words have been used. And to make it very clear, Jagannath image. The Jagannath is not having any legs, is not having any hands, but he is the owner, the creator, the master of this whole universe. The Jagannath. But if you go and ask those people who are worshipping him, sir, why your God is not having the leg? No, we have the legs, we will fix it. They will say. I went to the Jagannath temple in Puri. I told, oh, you are not having the legs here, no? No, Swamiji, we are having golden legs. So we keep it secretly and under the proper guard and all. In the time of the function, we bring that. Never could answer why the God is not having the legs, but they are worshipping it. So if you understand that, that is a symbol. That Murti is not Jagannatha. That is only symbol. Symbol of what? It is everywhere. It can reach everywhere without the help of the legs. It can hold anything. It can do anything without the help of the hands. So that is called Jagannatha. And that's why slowly we come to this. Neither body nor organ is found in him that is not seen his equal or his superior. About the Brahman it says, from that Saguna Brahma come Ishvara. Now next comes. Even the Saguna Brahma we are not satisfied. We want to cook for God. We want to make the garland for God. We want to dress the God in cloth and all that. So that's why they said one gentleman came from Calcutta. He visits Belur Math, I don't know. And he said, oh, why? You have not put the clothings on the Thakur? I am from Belur Math, I know all these things. Then I told, I too was from there, but anyway, perhaps I have forgotten. But already Thakur is having the dhoti. Over that again a dhoti you say? Yes, 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 in Belur Math they do. And the Belur Math had the photo or the image. That I can remember. And this time when you go, see that. So people are always having some idea and advices and all that, not knowing why. So this is the problem. Why we are thinking about the Ishvara, about the God? I will just touch this point. Maybe in the next class we will have little explanation on the Ishvara, and then comes Avatara, the incarnation. The Ishvara, that is a word, the God, we can understand, we can feel, because he is just like us. He was born somewhere. In the 24th December, we all go to see again and again, every year. Even after 2000 years, we are celebrating the birthday of a person who is Jesus. Why? He is God. How come the God has come? And he was born, and then he was in a manger. Then some people came, the wonderful stories, they will be singing and all that. We are all nice dressed, we go, and so many things happen. Center, the God. Suppose that was not there, it will be so difficult. And that is why, for the ordinary people like us, who cannot imagine the absolute without any form, without any quality, which is Brahman, constantly present, we come down a little, say Saguna Brahma, no, I am not satisfied. Ishvara, no, I am not satisfied. I need someone who will be with me. So that is called, then it comes down and becomes the Avatara. One gentleman came and told, I'd like to take initiation from you. Why? Well, you are available regularly. I told, but you are from Calcutta, you can go to Belur Math, you can take initiation from our President Swamiji. He is not available. I want my Guru available. And you are in Calcutta, I am in America. How can I be available with you? No, over Skype. And okay. Now, these type of disciples, why? They need the company. We really need the company of the God. The Ram Lala, Lala means the small boy. He is naughty, he is running, he is not taking food, he is not bathing. So the mother is running, chasing after the boy, and Tumaka Chalata Ramachandra. And when that song comes, that when the baby boy is running, and then sound is coming from the jungle of that he is wearing, and the mother is chasing, and we are imagining, we are so happy. So the God came, same power it took, because it is all powerful, all powerful. He took the form, human form, and became the Avatara, lived with us. Then suddenly when he grew up, we are astounded, oh my God, who is he? He is not like us. He never wants anything of this world. We are so very eager to get everything. He doesn't bother. Constantly loving each and every one without any discrimination. But we cannot do that. He is so powerful, so good, so compassionate. I like that God. So the Avatara, so the God, the conception of God. And that is why if you go to the Hindu temple, there are so many gods and goddesses. Because I created them. I like to see them in that way. So we will discuss about the God, Avatara, in the next, and then of course, we will shift to Upanishad again. So when we were reading the Upanishad, we came to the word, note the Brahman. We tried to explain Brahman. Brahman is that which is free from any attribute, and then we cannot understand about this Nirguna Brahma, so the Saguna Brahma, and from the Saguna Brahma, Ishvara, from the Ishvara, Avatara, so it is coming only for us. Thank you very much, and that is the reason we are chanting this sloka. Though we think that I am a higher caste, of course in America they won't understand the Brahmana, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, because in India that is at the level in the castes. And I'm a Brahmana means intelligent person, and the Kshatriya is a military caste, and the Vaishya, Shudra, different classes in the society. I don't belong to that. I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra. I am not a human being. Then what I am? Then it says, I am that consciousness. Naham manusyo nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudra na brahmachari na grihi banastava bhikshu na cha aham nija bodha sarupaha nija bodha sarupaha. I am that Atman which I cannot see, I cannot touch, but I can feel, I can realize that I am that Brahman. Nija bodha sarupa. If you have any question, you can ask, and then we'll conclude. Yes. That is because, this question comes almost regularly. That is because of the history, if you study, that a long period of time we were under the subjugation of those people who were not having any connection with our philosophy. Rather, they misunderstood that philosophy. And naturally, we were oppressed, we were conquered people, and those who were ruling us, they never allowed us to think in this way. And it is not 1 day or 2 days, it was 700 years to 800 years. So that is why it will take little time, and slowly it is coming back. We are only 70 years we got the freedom, and now we are in confusion mode. Everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to be comfortable, and slowly they will come back. And I am sure, as Swami Vivekananda said, this time India is the center, and we are going to conquer the whole world, not with the power of sword or fire, but with the power of spirit, but with the power of spirituality, but with the power of love, and that is slowly taking shape. It will come. Any other question? Okay. Friends, that once again let me announce, those who are new, that we are going to organize a wonderful show on 11th September, the day when Swami Vivekananda first brought Vedanta on the soil of America, 1893, 11th September, in the Chicago only. So almost the same thing will be shown through the laser. So laser show, it is rare, we cannot organize every time, and you also won't get opportunity to see, but I think it is better to see. Those who have already seen in the places like Cincinnati and others, they gave a big certificate. Yes, Swamiji, it is very good. So you can. And secondly, we have the lunch system over here, but we need a support money to take the lunch. So that is $5. Those who are interested, you can collect that, sleep, and can collect that the lunch also.